Ants, a small yet fascinating insect that dedicates its life to searching for a piece of bread, yet their lives cannot be more significant. As an ant emerges from its weird looking cocoon, it lays there for days doing absolutely nothing, as they have no arms, legs, or antennae, and are just taking up space. Kinda just like me. After a couple days of growing and developing and the lack of child labor ant laws, they go straight to work for the nest. Now, depending on if you're a male or female ant, your roles will be vastly different. Females are tasked with finding food, cleaning the nest, caring for the larvae, and also defending the nest, a true blue-collar worker, while the male's sole purpose is to mate with the queen and die. Truly a bust and dust type of role. They mate with the queen, have post-ant clarity, then run to the wing of their nest, think about their actions, and then die. That's how a warrior dies. While the males are boning, the workers are desperate search for a food source, leaving behind pheromones to lead other ants to the food source, and traveling up to almost 150 meters away from the nest. They battle the rain, dust, a juiced-up homeless man to find anything to supply the colony. They also have the ability to lift almost 10 times their body weight, or even more, and nobody questions if they're natural or not. It's crazy to think that they spend 90% of their day hauling a Ritz cracker almost 100 meters away from the nest. Although these tasks may seem mundane, we also can't gloss over the fact how important ants are to our ecosystem. Without ants eating leftover food, dead plants, Blake Shelton, and other sources of garbage, our world would be vastly different. Just think of our entire world being like downtown San Francisco. Once they make it back to the nest after hauling the cracker for an entire day, they can finally rest. Just kidding. It appears an ant from a neighboring colony has wandered their way into the nest, and their intentions are not friendly. All the worker ants flood out the nest, defending their home by biting, swarming, and sometimes spitting on their foes. Kinky. After a successful victory, all the ants return inside the nest. A nest full of intricate tunnels. A nest so well designed that you think this is where all of our infrastructure funding is going. These tunnels can go sometimes meters deep. This goes to show how amazing an ant's mind really is. The architecture of these tunnels can somewhat rival the Notre Dame Cathedral. That is until a man with molten aluminum comes around and commits ant genocide in the name of art. The many wings of the nest contain nurseries, food storage systems, and the banging the queen's room, and other nonsense. To put in perspective how advanced these tunnels are, just think about an army of babies with the minds of Harvard engineers all coming together to create the Dallas Highway Interchange. Pretty crazy. We also have to mention the size of some of these colonies, ranging from 15 to 20k ants per colony, and that's just the average colony in your wall. They can grow into the hundreds of thousands. With how many ants there are in a colony, you begin to ask yourself how they interact with each other. Do they have ant friends? Are they allowed to eat freely? Can they work for worker unions so they can negotiate fair rations for hard-working ants? These are all very valid questions. Well, they primarily interact through their antennae to communicate, and sadly they lack any sort of personality. They just work, while the higher elites of the ant colonies rely on internal cooperation for survival. While competition occurs at the intercolonial level, the ant elites emphasize competition as a driving force for innovation and efficiency, with cooperation playing a supportive role in achieving the broader economic goal. Kinda smells like capital. Anyway, their primary purpose in all of this is to serve the queen and expand the colony. Well, while we're at it, let's talk about the queen. Not that queen. A queen usually is set apart from other females by their diet. A diet that consists of mainly protein, just like every other gym bro. They grow larger than any other ant and also have established wings. Once they're fully developed and feel like they're better than everyone else, they leave the nest and search for a new one. Sounds like someone I know. Martha. Hope you enjoy your new boyfriend. Once they find a nest that they feel fits their standards and they find more male ants to mate with, they shed their wings, and after a few weeks of banging and laying eggs, the colony finally accepts them. Ants tend to have a lifespan about 2 to 3 months. That's if you're a female. But in that span of time, these ants create so much. They maximize the time they have, no matter how much or how little they have it. In that time they have, they create, reproduce, and supply. And as time passes and seasons go by, the ant's journey comes to an end. Now 45 to 60 days may not seem like that much time, but within that time they have built intricate tunnels, traveled hundreds of meters, and have battled crackheads and other predators to defend their colony. So the next time you go to your local Whataburger and see an anthill on the corner, make sure you drop them a fry, because only God knows how truly hard they work, and make it easier on these little guys who already are working so hard. Thanks for watching. This was primarily a class project, but I may do more videos like this in the future. Just let me know. Peace.